That's like the pillars of what's happening this season is Ah Sam's obligation to his Tong and his obligation to family. The reason he originally came to America was to find Mai Ling, and they've had a frosty relationship ever since. And I think this is the season where he really has to figure that relationship out and decide what's most important to him.
First of all, guys, amazing job on this show. It is my favorite show. This show is Warrior is absolutely incredible from top to bottom. I can watch this show forever. After this interview, because I didn't want my girlfriend to watch season 3 because she kind of came in towards the middle of season 2 and she was like, "What are you watching?" Yeah. And she immediately was like, "Okay, we're going to start this show top to bottom from the beginning." But I'm going to ask you just a bunch of questions as a fan. Look, the last season in episode 9, the episode with Jacob blew me away. And that was really the catalyst for a lot of what was to come. Can you talk about that episode? Because it got in the first 5 minutes, I almost started crying. The episode is brilliant. So could you guys talk about it a little bit?
We hear that a lot. That seems to be a lot of people's favorite episodes. I'll just quickly throw out my observations, and then Josh, you can add. I feel like that's one that came together in such a beautiful way because it was first there was the historical event that inspired it, and that was brought up very early in the season 2 room. We only had 5 weeks to break season 2, which is crazy. And so that went on the board very early as kind of a signpost we wanted to build to. And then it just felt like because we were all stewing on it and because it was something everyone felt so intensely, lots of cool ideas came out of there really quickly. Just like we're going to like do that flashback to Jacob's POV and sort of pick up the story again. And then I think similarly, the director, Denny Gordon, when she came on, realized this was a special episode. And she worked with our second unit team and they just went all out. I don't think we've ever had that many cameras on set as we did for the riot. And similarly, the actors and performers felt the intensity of it. And I just feel like one of those things where it's a confluence of everyone feeling like this is a special moment and we all want to bring our A game. And so just the emotion was there, the tribute to Bruce Lee with the, we didn't know if Ah Sahm having nunchucks in the middle of this emotionally charged event was going to work. And then if it blows your mind when it happens, I think it was one of those fortuitous things that happen sometimes with filmmaking where everyone's firing on all cylinders. And then you see the finished product and you're like, holy shit. Like I didn't think it would be that good.
That's incredible.
It was an incredible, I remember very specifically being on set the day we actually lynched Jacob's character. And that was just such a heavy day. It's one of those things that you don't want to look at. You don't want to see. I mean, obviously we're playing make believe, but it's such a charged image and such a terrible thing. And like there was part of me that was just like, maybe we don't want to show this. Maybe this isn't what we want to do. Maybe we should, shy away. But that's not the point of the show, and that's not the point of the episode. And you could have heard a pin drop on that set that day. People were moved, where they were crying. We had Cape Tonian crew there that were just very it was emotionally charged, but I think we all felt that it was an important thing to do and to build to. So it was profound being on set that day.
What a powerful episode. My goodness gracious. All right, so I kind of want to just run down some of these characters and get your insight into them a little bit. Sergeant Bill's redemption. We see him kind of like working for the Chinese, and that's not taken well with Leary. And he has this redemption arc that we're going to follow through in season 3. Talk to me a little bit about Sergeant Bill this season.
Yeah, I think we wanted to give Bill a really personal story. I think that, when you get more seasons and you go deeper, you get to like actually go into characters' emotional lives, and that was really important to us. I think we love watching Bill and Lee together, but we didn't want to repeat that dynamic endlessly because it's something you can fall into. So yeah, it was just about finding something kind of new and novel for him and getting to have him like self-actualize this battle with the new captain who comes in and having to sort of face that head on, go against the mayor, all of these things. I think it was just a chance to see him kind of operate in a new domain. And that was really fun. And Kieran View is such an incredible actor that we just also knew, he could make these scenes really pop and make us care. And building up to his climactic fight. I mean, that's one of my favorite scenes in the whole season. So, it was just a great opportunity to show him on his own, battling his demons.
And then by the end of the season, Bill's gonna Bill, and by the end, he's He's helping Leary cover up a murder, and that's going to compromise him in a really terrible way moving forward. And I think that's when Kieran specifically is at his best, when he's conflicted in those ways, and he's morally compromised and physically beaten up and vulnerable. Those are the best Bill moments in my mind.
Mai Ling dropped a bombshell to Young Jun at the end of last season, revealing that Ah Sahm and her are siblings. How do we see the dynamic between Ah Sahm and Mai Ling's relationship play out this season? And what does that mean for Young Jun and Ah Sahm?
I don't want to be spoilery for people who haven't seen it. I'll just say I think of that as kind of the foundational, that's like the pillars of what's happening this season, is Ah Sam's obligation to his Tong and his obligation to family. The reason he originally came to America was to find Mai Ling, and they've had a frosty relationship ever since. And I think this is the season where he really has to figure that relationship out and decide what's most important to him. And I think Mai Ling has thrown a lot of vicious blows his way, but the truth is he deserved a lot of them too. So there's a lot of bad blood there. And I think watching them, circle each other like fighters and then find a path forward is to me one of the great joys of this season.
I think you guys write some of the strongest women characters on television. And I want to talk for a second about Ah Toy and Nellie, because I feel that like Ah Toy's chance to kind of get out of Chinatown and leave all this behind is right in front of her. But stuff happens in season 3. Talk to me about Ah Toy and Nellie in season 3 without giving anything away.
I think it was important for us to as tough and as formidable a character as Ah Toy is, we wanted Nellie's presence in her world to soften her heart a little bit and allow her a chance to dare to dream. As jaded as she is, as much as she's been through, that's a tall order, and she does, and it's devastating. And it was important to us, of all of our characters, to give her something hopeful,
right?
And then to have those hopes dashed in a way that would harden her, but fortify her for the fight to come. And I mean, it was hard to watch when it all came together. But Olivia is such a compelling actor and performer, and she just embodies that character so forcibly that it was great to go on that roller coaster with her. So,
of my favorite episodes of season 1 was definitely when they went to Nevada and there was that Wild West episode. Season 2, you took everyone to Mexico for a fight tournament. Outside of Chinatown, where will we see things go in season 3?
Yeah, there's some really interesting places. I don't know how spoiler to be, but we also have an out episode. We always kind of think about having one per season where we get to sort of break convention and leave Chinatown. And this season that'll see Ah Sahm and Young Jun going out to make a deal for some silver out in a weird church camp run by some German brothers where they get into trouble. We're also going to visit the American South, which is a place that sort of looms large in our country's racist and oppressive history, which is something the show obviously explores. And that ties into Lee's backstory, which is something we've been dangling since season 1, and we kind of wanted to explore that more. And so we've got a kind of unlikely partnership there that goes and ventures into Georgia. And I mean, I think those are the kind of big divergences that take us outside of California.
I absolutely love this show. I could talk to you guys forever. There's so much more I want to ask you. I know we're out of time now, but man, I want to talk about Hong. There's a ton. You guys are incredible. I love this show. I want it to continue forever. Thank you guys so much for making this. It is absolutely incredible.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure for us and a huge honor just to be a part of it. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks for advocating. This is how the show stays alive, is our fan base is so passionate.
I love it. Thank you guys so much for your time. I really appreciate it.